All right, so here's the project for today. I've got my, I think it's a 45 gallon, acting as a greenhouse there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna set up another one of these racks and put it there instead. All my lights are off because it's still early. It's like 10:30 in the morning. I got it all here. The black was sold out, so I had to get the steel colored one, the silver. But look at, I mean, not that Nick, but look at this paint job. I tried a new paint. So I found this. I decided I was going to give it a try. Glidden, not sure how you pronounce it, but dries within 5 minutes, no drips or streaks. That really caught my attention. Bought this at Home Depot. And look, like everything I paint, especially if it's like a metal finish, you'll see some drip marks. But we're not looking at how unfinished it is, but look, I mean, painting on metal is tough, especially the way I paint without any drips. It's pretty impressive. So there is some bare spots. I only used one can. A few pieces, like my first go around, I did a couple coats, and then I thought I was going to run out, so I stopped doing that. So you can see it's not perfect, but I don't need it to be perfect, and they've kind of been scratching against each other. But I do really like that paint. So if you guys are gonna do something like that, get 2 cans just in case, and give it a nice 2 coats at least for each piece. But they did dry really fast. You know, I did it out in my garage. It was probably about 30 degrees. So it took a little bit longer, but yeah, like 10 minutes each coat instead of like me waiting like maybe 30-45 minutes with the other paint. But that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna break this down, move it, and set up the rack here. Figured I'm gonna do it now because the kids are already off at school. So let's get started. And here we have the finished layout. Got the rimless 22 on the top. Got my bowls. And my light that fell. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm getting lights in that I'm gonna put on the shelves, which should definitely help tie it all together a little bit more. But that's how it's looking for now. It's kind of the idea. Thinking about tossing the 10 gallon on there. I don't know yet. I was only able to use 4 out of the 5 shelves. I did buy a roll of 2mm foam, which you can see right here, from Hobby Lobby, and I just cut it. It was perfectly 36 inches long, so I was able to make the cuts that I needed to. It was like $10 a roll, and I got 2 rolls. Of course, they're having their coupon sales and stuff, so it was like 20% off. So it's not bad. But got the shelf from Walmart, from Walmart.com for $60. Paint was about $6. 2 rolls were like $10 each. And then I spent like a good maybe hour trying to configure the shelves because I didn't know the spacing. But yeah, as you can see, it is 2 pieces, so there's the joint piece right here. And then I did bring this down a little bit, so I didn't want this to be too high. But I do have a nice light for this tank. And yeah, we're gonna continue this video probably tomorrow. So today, we're gonna skate this bowl to add to the rack. I've got so many different types of substrates. I didn't know, I'm still contemplating what kind of colors we're gonna go for. So I think I'm gonna go for a darker substrate, and I've got the ones that I pulled from the 20, which is it's got a mix of Eco Complete, Black Diamond Blasting Sand, and a little bit of aqua soil. So let's get that going. All right, so I don't want to do too much, just so I don't have crazy water displacement, but I want to do enough where it is covering a good layer. So you want to start there. That's the first layer. Then we're going to go and add some rock. And I think since we're going with the dark substrate, I think we're going to go with lighter rock. Still trying to figure out which piece. Maybe this? This looks kind of cool. But what this is going to allow is more line of sight breaking. But I just don't want it to tip over. I know got some more dragonstone somewhere. Now I do want a filter to be in the back though. I kind of want to hide this weird flat edge. No, that looks still. All right. Let's go with a different piece. Do want it kind of tall. How's that? Is that all right? That's kind of cool. Do we want it taller? Yeah. How's that look? Nope. Did it like that. That's kind of cool. All right. We'll do that. And then we'll do another small layer of substrate over it. Fill in all the gaps. Just gotta make sure there's enough clearance for my filter. Got a brand new filter, but this is just for a size check. We are gonna swap it out for one of the seeded ones, so one of the ones that I already used, just so we can insta-cycle. But if I have it tucked in the back right here, I think that'll be all right. Perfect. All right. Let's start there. That looks pretty good. All right, so now we are going to figure out how to add the water. And I know this dragonstone hasn't been rinsed recently. I don't even know if I've used it. So it is going to cloudy up the water. Just trying to figure out a way where it's not going to do it as bad. All right, so let's... Do I want to plastic bag it? I think it's going to be okay if I put it low. All right, got a slow stream. Starting to come. Should be. Here it comes, nice and easy, nice and easy. All right. We'll take this filter out for now. And let's add some dechlorinator before we forget. And I use my trusty API. All right. So this is about 80%, 85% full. I stopped it because I'm going to move it to the shelf before I shake it around too much and water splashes. So let us move it. All right, filling is complete. I, of course, don't want to do it all the way because any moving of the stand, I don't want any water to spill out. So it looks like we got some micro bubbles trapped under. Very minimal floating. The water is still getting settled. For the light, I'm just using this. I've got this little stand, light stand. It's kind of cool. Little ring light. I mean, if you guys are interested in this, I really like it. This bowl is too large to fit on here. I wanted it to be for this, but it's too big. But I've got lights coming in for the top, so this is going to just be temporary. Give this a little wipe down. So I've had this for a really long time. I don't really use it, but I'm just going to spray some on a paper towel and wipe it down. Figure why not, since it's here. Get all my dirty fingerprints off of it. Now there's still a lot of micro bubbles. I'm just going to let that settle. Hopefully whatever's going to sink will sink. And if not, I'll just have to net it out. A little hair. So I've got a T adapter, a regulator knob, and then my seated sponge filter. So let's put the sponge filter in here for now. I do have to tap into my PVC for the air hose, but right now, just to get this going, I do have one coming down over here that I also have another gang valve that's coming. So we're just gonna cut this and tap into this one right now. So let's do that. It's gonna look like is I think figure it out before I cut it. Put it up here. I don't know if you guys want to see this, but we're just gonna cut it there. So I've got air coming out already. The T. All right, so that's the line that's going to supply the air to this. Now we need to get some airline hose. Let's try to go a little bit more than I think I'm going to need. And I'm going to go a bit more. Okay. So for now, we're going to cut a little bit because that's where whatever this thing is called is going to go into. So this is going to regulate the amount of air that's blowing into the tank. because if it's going to be for, I mean, I guess for either fish, I don't want there to be too strong of a flow. So shut it off for now. And then back to the main event. Plug this bad boy in and rest it where I want it to go. So that's what we're looking like. All right. So we got the filter back there, going low and slow. It's actually probably perfect, except it's got the splashing water. I don't know if I should do some sort of lid. That's gonna kind of take away from it. I might lower the air pressure, or yeah, let's just lower it a tiny bit. So I took out the heater last night, and I really had to think about this. After some careful consideration, I decided to go with my medaka. Those are them, the red caps. They remind me of like a koi pattern. That's why I like them so much. I believe they're yohiki. They're still juvenile. You know, a couple of them colored up and have developed the red caps, like little orange heads. A couple of them are still not there yet. But we are going to add these guys. And I think they're going to do amazing. That is all 6 of them, wherever they are. Oh, there's one. Look at that. That looks really good. They are starting to get the, I think it's called the lame effect. So it's from the top, it's a little glistening. There's 2 of them right there. And you can see there's more in the back. Really cool, really cool. All right, I'm excited. I'm so happy how that turned out. More better news is that everything came today. Everything got delivered that I ordered. And it was early, and I'm hoping these are the grow lights, because I would like to get them on, yes they are, on this tank, on this rack. All right, so this is what we have. It's kind of a multiple light, single plug setup. Let's get it hooked up. We'll see how it goes, but they should connect to each other. I think I'm just gonna, they're super light. I think I'm just gonna use mounting tape to mount them up. I'm gonna still debating if I want to do single row or double row. So I should have enough to do 2 rows per shelf. But let's do that. Right now for the bottom, the light here, it's a Lumini bar, which I really like. I haven't seen people mention this or use it a lot, but let's take it out. All right, it's the Lumini bar. It's like, what is it, like maybe 20 inches or so, but the functions it has is really cool, because it's a simple controller. It's got the modes. So there's our green and white light. Let me angle it a little bit more. And then we've got our red and white light. We've got just white, a dimmer white, full blast everything, red, white, and green, and then back to green and white. So what this also has on the controller is it's got so many different, okay, 1, let's see, hold on. All right, 1 level, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's got 10 different levels of brightness, which is unheard of. So I was using that for my plants. It was doing pretty good. But let's get these guys hooked up. I think I'm probably gonna need something longer, but let me hook these up and show you guys what they look like. All right, all the lights are in. We got 2. It's got the soft, cold, and red. Got 2 down here and then 2 down here. And then we'll supplement with extra light if needed for the higher light plants, but I think this should be okay. All right, boom. All right, appreciate you guys watching. I will see you guys in the next one.